I realized at the end of the mage video, I probably should have showed my character and the build I was running in case you guys didn't see some of it on the way. So basically, and I'll come up with a bit, I'll have a separate short build video too, but we didn't even use the rest of the idols. So basically, just using Sacred Light swords. We're dual wielding with this note on the tree, and you can dual wield a sword in your offhand. And we started off just getting strength. I was gonna say straight strength, and this gives us 32 fire resist, 32 void resist. Super good. Just like less idols you gotta use to cap your resists, and then just one in pointing here to get to here. Uh, Not sure how much this was actually doing, but it's just like extra. I probably could have went for just like straight damage or tankiness, but this character was tanky as hell already, so cooldown is always good. This made our movement ability lunge pretty fast. If there were ever enemies, it was just like just lunging everywhere. So super fast character when there's enemies, and this dual wielding, so we can't wear shield. And I didn't find out until later in the campaign that you can just hold down shield rush. I thought it was just you click, and I was like, oh, there has to be another like movement ability. This doesn't need targetable, so yeah, if I knew that, I probably wouldn't have gotten a sword, but sword was way more damage since they stack both of the sacred swords. I didn't even check, but yeah, there's strength here I probably could have got. I missed a lot of side quests, so if I got a bunch of side quests, I probably could have finished out the tree and then went into here. But yeah, so we just went. This is just kind of a filler for points. It does give 10% fire pen, which is pretty good, and some percentage damage, which this character needs some percentage. I guess I was getting a decent amount of percentage. I changed my mind with the strength and attunement. Let's see if I can bring up Smite. Where are you? There you go. I am. Yeah, so Smite was only getting 152% from attunement, and I definitely felt that because we didn't have as much attunement. And with the double swords, we're getting a ton of flat. So if you have like a big amount of flat, you need a big amount of percentage damage to actually like multiply your flat damage. So just sort of like always a balancing act between percentage and like additive flat damage. And we were sort of given both because attunement and strength already give percentage on most abilities. And yeah, so this is like a hybrid spell melee damage build. We got a chance to cast Divine Bolt, which is you might have seen during the campaign. It's these there were like little projectiles that were flying out. It's like almost looked like arrows, I guess, like a multi-shot sort of thing. A fireball, however you want to think about it. And they were casting 5 at a time, plus whatever it normally does. It was a 900 damage, just sort of like an added thing for clear. Night chance, and that's just to get the strength. And yeah, it's you get increased fire damage on recent melee hit. Pretty sure that's global, so it works for all of our spells as well. This elemental resist, which was really good. It's pretty much sit almost 70 actual elemental resist because it's going between fire, lightning, and cold. So one node given attunement, which is what everything's scaling off, and 70% elemental resist. This is like absolutely crazy. I would consider taking this as like any of these classes because the resist alone. And then attunement, mana regen, pretty good since we're proccing a lot of smites constantly. Smite is using 3 mana, which isn't that insane? But I could have gone further, grabbed this, and then we get sort of like an AoE off a smite, which puts like these burning platforms underneath, I think. So yeah, if I take this character further, I'll probably invest into this since it will scale better and give us more clear for maps. And that's about it, I think. I guess the skills. So we're using Warpath basically just to proc our smite more. I didn't even know that this was in there, but yeah, it can get even more smites. And if you get it to 100%, if you get this to 100%, you're hitting every time Warpath hits, you're gonna be casting a smite. So this is actually stronger than the sword proc, but the sword proc can hit is still very strong on its own, and it's an extra thing that's also proccing. So those are stacking on top. You get an insane amount of smites going off. Global spell damage, smite's a spell. You're basically like buffing while you're doing it, and you're auto casting smite. And then I went for mana cost because it was so that in the early game I was actually able to use this, and this is just like a way to proc spells, and I was getting a ton of damage. All my Warpath damage was basically from these swords for every point of attunement, and most of our damage was smite. So it's sort of like a hybrid and making use of this. I should have went more area if I was to go further, more into this node since it doubles with dual wielding, which would be like a 545. You get like 100% damage boost almost. Pretty crazy. Movement speed. We're changing to fire since we can just dump everything into fire. And if I was going to scale this character further, I would get increased fire damage on belt, I think, and necklace. Anywhere basically that you can't go strength and attunement, go fire damage, elemental damage. You could start adding some damage over time on your idols and things like that. This set is really good. I was using it to get the 3-set bonus. I can't really hover over it, but it's just 30 strength when you have all 3 of this set. And there's a bunch of other items you could run instead. The gear for this character is pretty like flexible. Just anything that gives you a ton of attunement and strength. And then just put elemental damage, fire damage, or I think you can convert smite into something. Maybe not. Oh, lightning. Yeah, you could turn smite into lightning. Electrify, increase duration. Yeah, I guess you could go this and then go like some sort of lightning. Hmm. I didn't think about that. Maybe that's actually the way to scale this further. Turn smite into lightning. Yeah, that would maybe be what I would do. Turn smite into lightning. You get more clear because every single lightning bolt is going to hit, or your smite is now casting lightning bolt, which would give you 3 extra bolts. And then this you can hit 3 extra targets. So then every single smite that we get from Warpath would do into lightning. So yeah, I think that's really strong. I'll probably go that if I continue the character. And then being fire doesn't like in this change. This can't change to lightning, but I think there were things in the tree for lightning. You have flat. Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much changing Smite to lightning. I don't really see any downsides because most of the cross thing, the hybrid stuff between melee and spell was just adding flat damage. So yeah, I'd probably do that. Anyways, and then Judgment was our main single target. It's basically just for bosses. It's pretty crazy. I want Armor Shred because I don't have any Armor Shred in any other part of my build. So I was missing that. And I was gonna go Night Chance down into here for just raw damage. And then hit damage, and then the boss damage 80%, big damage boost. And then high health, I think is above 65. Yeah, above 65. So yeah, if you wanted even more damage, you could like mix sigils in, but that seems kind of like there is a ring I think that actually casts them for you. So that could be an option. And they do give you three flat. Yeah, I guess I could have been running this something with that. Probably some cool things in that tree as well. Give some fire damage. But yeah, anyways. So yeah, that's this Paladin boy of Warpath, procking Smite with these swords. And then just stack attunement and strength. It's about it. So yeah, that's gonna end this video and playthrough. Hope you guys found some enjoyment out of it. And that's actually pretty crazy that we got 3 hours, but I think my mage was like 4 hours, but it took a lot more time to sort of like plan out that build as I was playing through, since these are like blind playthroughs. Like I don't know what the class does at all. I don't know anything. Like I haven't researched this game at all. It's just everything that I've been finding on my own. So yeah, that's gonna end the run. And this class is pretty crazy. Everything. I don't think I even died, which is pretty insane. Yeah, I don't think I died at all. It just like res capped super early in the game, scaled super early in the game. These swords you can wear at level 6. It's ridiculous. And then yeah, this set you can wear at level like 30. It's pretty good. This book is just so good for like every run I've done. This combo between finding more potions and this book adding 33 flies is like so it goes so far. So yeah, probably gonna do Shuriken Rogue, or I'll probably think about it and decide like when I actually start the next run. But Shuriken Rogue is definitely on my list, as well as like Spriggan form, some spellcaster Spriggan. I'll see what they do. I have some Spriggan gear that I've been wanting to try out. So yeah, see ya.